If you close your eyes and listen to our next guest speak, it will likely be a very familiar sound. It is the voice you hear in more than 1 billion GPS and smartphones worldwide. She calls herself the GPS Girl. Welcome to Karen Jacobson.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Hello.
Yes. So the voice. Yes, you are not just the voice, the GPS Girl on different software systems. You're also Siri, live and in person, and you are the Australian female Siri option, which I happen to have.
I'm Siri, your virtual assistant.
Can we hear it?
I'm the original Australian voice of Siri, your virtual assistant.
You are the voice that we have heard. You have guided me literally through miles and miles of my life.
I'm so sorry that I talked back to you so
Have we taken lots of fabulous trips together?
Yes.
You had a good time, didn't you?
Always, always. I love to travel.
How did you get the job of telling the world which way to go?
It was an audition. I'm originally from Australia, from a town called Mackay near the Great Barrier Reef. Moved to New York City. I got an audition, and the client was looking for a native Australian female voiceover artist living in the northeast of the United States. I went to the audition, I got the job, and I had to record for 50 hours to create this voice system that has ended up in over 1 billion GPS devices, smartphones, cruise ships, elevators, and software applications telling people where to go and what to do.
Did you have any idea when you got the job how widespread your voice would become?
Oh my goodness. This has been such a totally unexpected development in my singer-songwriter career, which is what I have always been. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea this would happen, and that ultimately it's led to so many amazing opportunities and people asking me to speak now as a motivational speaker, and I've released books and CDs and just it brings a lot of delight, I find. People get very excited when they're not apologizing to me.
I'll be more careful in the future, I promise.
Very good.
I want to know about the recording process.
Yes.
I'm so curious.
I don't understand how would that work?
50 hours,
yes.
How was it spread out?
So it was a maximum of 4 hours a day because they did not want my voice to sound fatigued or tired in any way. Mm-hmm. And so I would go in the morning, I would start at 9 o'clock and I would record until 1. I had a script about the size of a phone book. Now a phone book, for those watching who aren't sure, it's a book of all the local numbers of businesses that they used to print
That's a relic
before the internet. Yeah. Anyway, this was a really massive long script, and they wanted to capture every combination of syllables possible. So they could chop it up and create a voice system based on my speaking voice.
Were they words or phrases, or were they sounds sometimes?
Syllables?
No, mainly words and phrases. And at one point I had to count to about 1,000.
Wow.
And that does do your head in a little bit. And at one point I had to say the word approximately 168 times. So imagine, in approximately 1 mile, in approximately 2 miles, in approximately 3 miles, in approximately 100 miles. And that, exactly, both the producer and I were like really had to take some breaks through that.
I was just going to say, because you don't want to seem upset or tired or cranky.
Right.
Because you'd be like, seriously, okay, in approximately 172
to that
miles.
point, now I don't know if it's just my perception or maybe my mental state when I'm hearing directions. Is it always the same tone? Do you always have the same tone?
Yeah, yes. And
Okay.
sometimes people say, "Oh, but you're yelling at me."
Yes.
Promise you, I am not yelling at you.
Yes.
When I say the word recalculating, it's not yelling.
That is the dreaded
Recalculating.
phrase that has caused many an argument and many a marriage.
They wanted
Recalculating route.
They wanted me to stay calm and consistent, so my voice does stay
Right.
the same. But yes, recalculating, I like to say recalculating is good news. Because when you hear that word, the satellites have worked their magic. You're actually already back on the
Okay.
right route. And with relationships, I've had a lot of people apologize to me, but they've also said, "Oh, you've saved our marriage." It's I feel like it's been a community service around relationships. People yell at me, the voice, instead of each other now when they've got
You have
issues
become a
with
pawn.
directions.
You've become a pawn in arguments. See,
Right.
she agrees with me. Siri agrees
Did you
with me.
know?
Right.
Did you know it was going to be such a big deal? I mean, did you understand what the technology was going to be when you got the job?
No, because when
I wouldn't have known what the heck I was talking about.
Well, when I did this, when I recorded this voice system, GPS technology wasn't available in the mainstream. So this was really cutting edge.
Wow.
And it's changed our lives in such a short period of time,
Yes.
really.
Oh,
it
but
has.
can you remember? It didn't exist. We had maps.
Yes.
Yeah.
You had to print up Yahoo directions or whatever.
Exactly.
I still do.
So recalculating is kind of, we've been teasing about, but that's, you've turned that into a theme. Tell us about your book.
Well, my brand is the GPS Girl, and I help people navigate change powerfully. So I go into organizations or I speak at events where I talk about recalculating and that you can keep going no matter what. So when you're dealing with change in life, that you can recalculate at any time. When something like you're running late is happening, like something simple during the day, or a big major life recalculation.
I love this.
I do too.
And because of your voice, I believe you.
I
You
do.
know, there's something in your messaging.
Although I feel your eyes roll in several of those.
Linda's still not ready to give up the battle with the GPS. Well, to learn more about Karen or the GPS Girl, you can check out her website, thegpsgirl.com. Coming up next, a Suncoast celebrity shows his support for the Players Center.
You have reached your destination.